Hey people, how y'all doing out there? We done got started out here on a good note today. I feel a heck of a lot better than I did earlier this morning. All that rain that we were having coming through here in the ATL, but it's bright and sunny and shiny outside now, and I guess we all done with the whole week of rain.
Come to Florida.
Yeah, he said, look at Ted. He said, come to Florida. Anybody, all y'all. And plus, he said the housing is cheap down there. So anybody that's got a few dollars and stuff and you want to come down there and buy a home, Ted said, come on down because they got a lot of property down there that they say, now, you might not be to pay the insurance on it, but the houses are cheap. We come back to you people in a little bit.
Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Oh, y'all, let's get started here. Cheap housing. Oh, man, that's something good to start out with. Anyway, we are here, people.
I want to say this, Ed, and those people that are listening, peeping in on us, just want to say this real quick. Don't fall for the mega trap. I mean, you can do it if you want to. So I heard this guy on conservative radio talking about mega women. Mega women. They are this and they are that. They're this and they're that. You know, all of this kind of stuff. You know, just going on and on and on about mega women. It's almost like, okay, we're trying to get you to be a certain kind of way, like the mega women. Don't fall for that trap. You can if you want to, but don't fall for it, because I'm telling you, they're trying to hook you in and reel you in, and just run your life. This is a free country. If you want to marry, marry. If you don't want to marry, if you want to have kids, have kids. If you don't want to have kids, don't have kids. You want to work, work. If you don't want to work, don't work. But they're trying to tell you how to live your life. They're going to have a book about it. I can believe that. They're going to have a book about it. Mega women. Make America great again. You know, there's already this series they got out. I can't think of the name of it. And they got these type women, and they all look alike, they dress alike, and the whole thing. And the thing is that this is what I believe, and this is just my own opinion. And I'm just saying, it seems like, and I'm believing this, and I'm saying not all men, especially white, so-called white men, what they call white men, and some other different nationalities as well, that they want to get women back the way they were in the 1940s and 50s. Now, see, I don't know what kind of women y'all grew up with, but my mother always worked. She had 8 kids. She always worked, and she took care of her family. And she did what she wanted to do. That's the way we ran our household. So I'm just saying, you know, I mean, if you want to be a little, you know, be on a string, on a leash, go ahead, have to it. But preaching that stuff, man, talking about the MAGA woman and all that kind of stuff, and trying to tell these people, you know, you should have babies. Because
Yeah.
our population is shrinking. What population? You talking about the so-called white population? That's a construct. Ain't no such thing as white. Just like ain't no such thing as black. We label ourselves as black, as a race. But you probably, you know, we like descendants from Africa, but we so mixed now, it's just ridiculous. But what I'm saying is that you all are from some other part of the country. You know where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Irish, Polish, whatever, you know where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea where my great-great-grandmother came from. Did she come off the boat? Was she an
Ted, now,
indigenous person?
I know you got a good idea where she probably came from.
Oh yeah, I got a great idea, but
Okay.
but I don't know what country she came from. But I know where she settled in.
Well, you might be able to find out what continent she came from, but what you're trying to say, Is that it?
I'm just saying, man, you know, long as I can remember, man, I'm talking about my neighborhood, most black women always worked. And some of them didn't work full time, some of them worked part time, and they worked seasonal or whatever, but they worked. And they did their own thing. I'm just saying. And programming these so-called, what they call, and I'm putting it in quotes, so-called white women trying to be mega women, put you in a box. And that's fine. Because, you know, there's so-called black women, or what we call black people, they're mega people too. A lot of females, they call themselves mega. So go into that box if you want to. But that's all I want to say about that. Ed. I'm just saying, you know, it sort of kind of ticked me off, man. You know, I say, what kind of ridiculous crap is this?
So, well, anyway, I was here doing some other stuff, trying to find some information out that I was looking for, man, and I'm having trouble trying to log into this thing to get to it. But anyway, man, I know where my grandparents came from, and I almost back into the late 1800s. Now, when you get past the late 1800s and stuff, it gets kind of foggy. But I can take my lineage back to the late 1800s. I can take it back that far. I can do that. I've done that research. and went back to the 1800s, late 1800s. Man, but after that, I didn't do any more research and everything to find out. But I can I can count what uh, three generations behind me. So I'm I've been here a while. I've been here longer than Trump's daddy it had been here. My folks been here longer than his folks. So if they come for me and everything, I can take them back to 1890 something and be comfortable and stuff and saying, hey, I've been here a long my folks have been here a long time. So but anybody and stuff who's only had like their parents only been here like one generation and all that, they are under attack right now, under
Yeah.
big attack. I mean, to get them the hell out of this country. I don't know why, but they have chosen that. So, but when you take that track that they have taken, you got to get his wife. Because she ain't been here that long. you, so when you start doing stuff, you better check you know, they say people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Man, he definitely in a glass house because his current wife and her parents ain't been here that long. We know they ain't been here that long. So if those folks out there got any kind of sense about themselves, and if they can stop that deportation for just a little bit and everything, they got a good fight on their hands to keep them folks from bothering them, because you can't do to one person what happens with another person and stuff and
Oh,
everything.
yes, they
That's
can. They doing it right now.
they're doing it, but you're going to have to make that argument in court when you go before the judge. So they are not allowing them to go before the judicial system and everything. They just throw them out. So, but if they get a chance to get before that judicial system and everything, you got a daggone good case and stuff there that says, hey, you got people over here that you have not thrown out, who, and my parents have been here longer than they have. So you can't discriminate against me. Well, now that argument might have went as long as you had a justice department who was passing out justice. So you know, how they deal with that stuff right now, you don't know. But I do know that any kind of judge and stuff who was fair and who was out there and doing things and stuff, there's an argument for that case. And if you can get the judge to hold them off from deporting you, then there's another avenue that you can go through and everything to stop what deportation that's happening and everything, because you can just file yourself an EEO case and everything, and you should be able to win that damn thing, hopefully.
Well, I got
But
some more data here.
you got to get that far.
Florida has, and I'm talking about immigration here. Undocumented people is over 1 million people in Florida, 1 million in Texas, and 1 million, almost 2 million in California. Undocumented. And you can go all across the country. So you figure there's at least what, 30, 40, 50 million undocumented?
Yep.
50 million people that's undocumented. Now, there are people that have what they call workers permit. You know, they get workers, you know, they can do undocumented workers, you know, they can do that. And then they have a right to be here because they, you know, they got the little workers permit. But think about that. Almost anywhere between 30 and 50 million people that's undocumented. Those people are, some of them are renting a house, some of them some kind of way bought a house. So if they grab them out of their house, what's going to happen to all their property? They're just going to take it.
Yep.
Somebody going to take it. Their cars, their houses. all their belongings. This right here is what you call a it's a term for it, but I can't think of it right now. But this is what they doing, bro. It's almost like, the big deal was if a person got caught doing drugs, they'll take all their money, take all their drugs, take their property, everything. Well, that's what they're doing with these undocumented people that's been here for 10 or 15 years. How many homes do they have? All these people might, it's out of 50 million people, 40 to 50 million people, they got homes.
Some of them, yep.
And they got cars.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have allowed in a lot of these states to have driver's license. So the thing is, this right here is taking over wealth. That's what they're doing. They're taking these people's wealth.
Possessions.
Taking their possessions. And where's it going to? And who's taking it? And we don't know nothing.
Going to the feds to be auctioned off if they can't get it back. And in any real estate venture or contract or whatever, they have a line of who can get what. And the first person who was in line to get anything is the federal government. They're the first person in line to get it. So they can go in there and use their authority as the federal government and take it. And the banks, if they own the mortgage and stuff on it, the banks can't say a word. They can just take it. The only thing the bank got to do in that thing is just write it off because it's all over.
Well,
that's a business law, legal thing and stuff and everything when it comes to that. But when you start looking at the situation, Ted, I hadn't even thought about that. That when they do get these folks out of here and they got property and they got homes and stuff and everything, go take their property. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Didn't even know. Only thing I was thinking about is that these people are being thrown out of the country. But you're right. There is a ripple effect and everything and stuff to it.
Big ripple.
Big ripple. You got. I'm pretty sure the home is sitting there, and it's going to take the federal government, a while to repossess the property. And while they're trying to repossess the property, it's sitting there and stuff vacant and everything, and vagrants or bikers or whoever it was can come up in the property. And if you own your house next door and stuff, the grass is growing too high. The mortgage company and stuff's going to lose out. The county and stuff who has the taxes and stuff on the house and everything going to lose out because these people ain't paying their taxes and stuff, and they can't get the property from the federal government because they come first. So there's a whole lot of folks and stuff who losing out. And if they go with a big mortgage on their property, their mortgage company is sitting out there, man, I'd have lost $200,000, $300,000 and stuff there because I can't recoup anything because the government has taken their property over. That's a hell of a thing there, Ted. I didn't think about that. That's an argument we can throw out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, it's like you've been here all this time, 10, 15 years, 20 years, some people 30 years. They are not what we call documented Americans, that have, they don't have any rights to be here. And so all of a sudden now, you don't qualify to be, qualified as a citizen. That is not right. That is not right. A person has got a regular job, taking care of his family or her family, and they're going to, I ain't all that for undocumented people or whatever, but the point is that it's just not fair.
And these folks and stuff who are undocumented they were being taken advantage of and robbed and stuff even before this happened because there were people who were robbing them and everything because they knew they were undocumented, so they didn't have to pay them as much money. They worked for them and stuff almost free because they're undocumented. Or they can work for them and everything, and they say, "Well, I'm not going to pay you." They have no recourse. They can't go to the law. They can't go to anybody and tell them that he didn't pay me, so they're going to lose out. Their families and stuff, they're not able to eat because their wages and stuff being taken away from them. They have to almost, even the children going to school,
Yeah.
because we've seen them, they're going to these schools and stuff and everything and pull these kids and stuff out because their parents are undocumented. What are you going to do with them? So
I don't know exactly what these people are planning on or what they're trying to do or what the end goal is. You know, I really don't know. You know, it's hard to say what their game plan is, but there is what we call is a what they white supremacists, but then there's this Christian supposed to be a white Christian nationalist. This is a big deal, and these people are against undocumented people. You know, a lot of them, they call themselves Christians and they're supposed to be nationalists, but their big thing is they're supposed to be patriots. They're Americans. And so therefore, if you're not an American, you don't have the right to be here. And some of these people that's in these different kind of groups, they only been here, they just got off the boat. Maybe 50, 60, 70 years. You know, and they got and their children is of course was born here. So they got a second or third generation. So, I don't know what the Congress has not did their job. That's all I got to say. Congress and the Senate has not did their job, or nor has the Supreme Court as far as getting this immigration thing down. Because what they've been doing is using all of these people that are looking for work and what have you to come here and do their work on their farms. They already said that here in Florida, they don't have workers. In Wisconsin, they don't have workers. So, and when we came up, when we were teenagers, we worked on different farms.
mhm.
So, because we couldn't they wouldn't hire us at McDonald's. They wouldn't hire us. They didn't give us, when my kids came up, they worked in the malls and everything. Shoot, we couldn't even. They would have barely want you to go to the malls when we came up. Shit, these people, man. That's why I say, they trying to go back to the 40s and 50s, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get it. I don't get it. What they, we used to read our sociology books and all that. They were talking about melting pot and all that kind of stuff. We just a big melting pot. I guess they don't want no melting pot. So I don't know. But I'm just trying to figure out where are these people going? I don't know. I don't know what these people are trying to do and what they're thinking. Because see, they have their little secret meetings and their little groups and all that stuff. And I mean, the big thing is, I know a lot of them, really, when I say hate is a strong word, but I'm gonna use that because I have no other word to use. They hate black folks just that bad, and obviously they hate the Latino people too.
Mm-hmm.
But the Latinos, man, they were, when I look, have you ever watched these old movies? They were big time. They were Spanish people, but they were Latino people. Some of them were Mexicans, and they were very prominent in a lot of those old movies back in the 30s and 40s. Very prominent. So I don't know what happened. All of a sudden now they're supposed to be some kind of enemy or something. I don't know. Just like the Asian people. The Asian people were very prominent back then.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever watch those old movies, you'll see. And they would always give us just we would have to be maids or butlers or some kind of maintenance man in the movies. It wasn't no prominent positions.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was a lot of very prominent Latino guys, Spanish or Latin, whatever you want to call them, in the movies. Because I like to watch a lot of these old movies and see, look at the different ways that they do things and what they were doing things and how they handled the different ethnic groups. But a lot of those Spaniards, they was classifying themselves as, I guess white. And a lot of them were European. That's what they were, European. They just moved from Europe and they moved to Spain.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them.
Oh yeah.
And then when you look at the history of it, the Spaniards were very Catholic, and they was the Portuguese people, and the Dutch people and all them. They became slave owners, and then they went to Mexico and took over Mexico, and most of them were Catholic. Mexico is I would say
most of the Hispanic countries and stuff are Catholic.
Are Catholic.
Yeah,
they are Catholic.
Yeah, you got Puerto Rico, all of them. They're Catholics. Most of them are Catholics there. They in Mexico, they're Catholics. They got the priests running all over the place.
Yeah. They was trying to call the Pope Spanish.
Now we have to go back to our boy here and everything. We gonna end this and go back to our boy here. He said that man, we got us some food. We got us some food.
Big time.
He out there embarrassing everybody. Them folks over there sitting back in their chairs with their little all their little white garbs on and whatever he got, all the white robes or whatever. And they sitting up there watching this fool talk. But they got a little respect for protocol where they didn't fall asleep. But our folks, we sit down there, they can't even keep their eyes open. They in there sleep supposed to be. Oh my goodness. I know them people, they got a lot of money. They got a lot of money, a whole lot of money. But there is no way that they would allow their people to have their boss or the prince or whatever sit up there and talk to a group of people, and them folks down there who are their underlings gonna sit there and fall asleep. Because this stuff is so boring. But
they had to show up. Because the deal is I'm gonna tell you, this is just my opinion now. The deal is that what they want is they want that military force. They want they want that equipment, man. They want them jets, they want the armament, all that, so that when they want to go to war with anybody, or somebody try to take over, they have all that ready to go. And I'm sure that, it's going to be some people that make a lot of money training those people. So it's a win-win for a lot of people, bro. A lot of people gonna make a lot of money. You had all of those CEOs there, so they're gonna be bringing a lot of business for them. They're gonna be buying up their shares and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
That's what they're looking at. They're looking at saying, you got all this money, you need to put that money somewhere.
Absolutely. They're looking to make money off of him. So they are tolerating his stupidity. And the stupidity of our country and stuff that is not even embarrassed by what they see.
No, they act like it's a good thing.
They act like they just close their eyes. Now I know they're going well. If Joe Biden had went over there and got up in front of them people and gave that speech that he gave to those folks over there, he'd have been the laughing stock of this country. They'd have talked about him like he was. But I don't understand, man, how people here in this country and stuff is not embarrassed by this. I'm embarrassed. I don't even like the boy. I'm embarrassed. He's embarrassing me. He is embarrassing me and our country. And whatever we stand for, he's just an embarrassment. I mean, a big embarrassment. Big embarrassment, Ted. That is too.
When you think about it, though, think about this, though. There's always a reason for things to happen. And I believe that when you really look at the bigger picture, you have to look at the bigger picture. What exactly do these Saudi Arabians want, and what are they trying to do, and where they're trying to get? Because
they want our money, Ted. They want our money. They want our money. They want us to give them our money. They got a plan. They have a plan because the one thing about those Saudis and the United Arab and the Dubais and all that stuff, those folks and stuff came about because of what? Oil. That was the only reason that they came about. They came into existence, they came into power because of oil.
Yes.
And they are smart enough to realize that that oil is not going to take them into the future.
That's right.
So they have become a financial powerhouse. They are using their oil money, the money that they have, and they're buying stuff. They're buying banks. They're buying all kinds of stuff with their money. And because they have bought all this stuff, their money is flowing into their country, and they want it to continue to flow into their treasury so they can keep themselves viable. They are building all kinds of stuff over there into their country and stuff, and they're taking it and they are, man, they're transporting that country way into the 21st century using that money. And they need that money and stuff that is coming out because these folks and stuff realize that the digital world is here. I don't know if you read in some of these news things that are coming out today. NVIDIA has already transposed, sent to them AI capable equipment and stuff to Saudi Arabia. They starting to ship it over there right now.
Yep.
because they know this stuff is coming. So as soon as he arrives there, the video comes in right after that. He comes in there one day, the video is in there the next day. He's traveling with these business leaders and stuff from our country into Saudi Arabia. They're bringing this stuff into Saudi Arabia and they're welcoming that stuff. They got them there for a reason. To get our technology, to get whatever technology we have and bring it into Saudi Arabia. That's what it's all about. To take whatever we've got, all of our wealth and our knowledge or whatever, and bring it to Saudi Arabia. That's what they want. And guess what done happened? They have walked past Israel. He hasn't even pointed the plane that way. He hasn't even acknowledged to Bibi that he is even there in Saudi Arabia.
Because Israel, what do they have to bring?
At least he would have went there and said something to him, because they're supposed to be the ones who are backing him up for that daggone, that resort there on the Gaza Strip. The people are dying over there now in Gaza. Them people are starved. It won't be very long till by the end of the summer, there probably won't be nobody there. They're starving them out, killing them, genocide. That place is going to be completely empty. Didn't he say he wanted it?
Yeah.
As a resort area? So
Yeah.
why is he passing it? So why is he passing it by now? Because Bibi is the one that's sitting there, supposed to be in charge of that place now. He's going to take over the Gaza Strip. The Palestinians is gone. They almost going to be big in existence, not existent completely. But he bypassed him. He didn't say a word to Bibi at all. Not one. Left him by the wayside. And went to Syria.
Yeah. and a lot of people don't even know the history of Syria.
He went to Syria. He went to Syria. He didn't go to Israel. These Jews in this country ought to be in uproar, but they ain't. Anybody says shit. He went to Syria. Didn't Israel wanted to go over there and bomb them?
Yeah.
Okay. Trump's there in Israel. We'll be moving all our sanctions against you guys.
Sure did.
We're removing all the sanctions against you, Syria. that in itself, he snooted his nose up and tooted his ass up to Israel. Nobody said a word. I ain't heard the AIPAC say a word. All these Jews in this country haven't said a word.
Israel depends on the United States for $5 to $10 billion a year or more. So, Trump is looking at what can he get out of it. That's why he talked about the Gaza Strip.
Yeah.
But the point is, what can he get out of Israel?
He got the Jews here in this country and stuff and everything. Evidently, there's something going on here, Ted, because the Jews haven't said nothing. They haven't opened their mouth. You haven't heard them say one word that he done bypassed them and went over there to Syria. Now, he done went down to South Africa and knocked the food down there, and it's all over the news. They're bringing them refugees up here. They bothering because the black folks is beating them up. We heard about that. You ain't heard nothing about what the heck he did a whole lot about what's going on there in Syria, not one word. The bankers in this country who are Jewish haven't said a word. They don't open their mouth. Well, maybe I'm talking a little bit too soon. I'm going to give them a day or two to say something. Give them some time to say something, because if the last I heard, Israel was bombing them. Saudi Arabia and Israel are enemies, devout enemies for a long time. For centuries, they've been enemies. But he done came to Saudi Arabia too. The Saudis got some money, and he looking to fill up his pocket with some money. Because if you notice it and everything, these folks around here ain't saying nothing. Oh man, did you see that his son-in-law, they done come up with $1 billion, man, to build a hotel over there somewhere.
Yeah.
His family is raking in that money. All his boys and stuff, they got their coins and them crypto coins and coins going on out there. They raking in the ducks, man. They raking in that money. We thought he was a bad son of a gun in his first term. He doing this stuff, man, unabashedly right now. You don't give a crap what anybody says, and ain't nobody bothering him. Them Republicans sitting over here right now in this United States, screwing the hell out of these people here in this country, and that's all they worried about, passing that budget, passing that bill, passing this law that he wants to get passed. That's all they worried about. And guess what they done said, Ted? He ended the tariff because it was hurting his voters. You think Trump gave a shit about them voters over there in that red state? Hell no. But the word out of the White House now, oh yes, one of the reasons why he reduced the tariffs is because it was hurting his voters. You think Trump gave a shit about them people over there in them red states? Hell no.
Oh, well, they done lost a lot of their money, and their orders and everything is coming up short and everything.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are going to be losing their businesses.
Absolutely. And Ted, how have our mind and our memory and stuff and everything is very, very short, because there were some people out there who put up a reminder to the American people. The last time he did that crap was in his first term, and he decided that he wanted to settle this daggone issue and stuff with this tariff stuff and everything. And he told them Chinese and stuff and everything, and they made a deal that the Chinese folks were going to buy our products. That's been 5 years ago, maybe 6. And to today, they ain't honored shit that they asked them to buy. They ain't bought nothing. You think that they're going to open up out their markets to our folks and stuff now, these companies? Hell no.
Well, the thing is, this dude is nothing but a marketer. And he will sell and say anything, and these people believe it. And nothing happens. He'll create a problem. We already said this many, many times. He'll create a problem where there's no problem and then claim that he'll fix it. That he's the one that fixed it. So, I don't know, man. You got a bunch of weak, very weak politicians. Very weak politicians that they allowed this person to run this country. And at one time, supposed to have been the most powerful person in the world. But they have lost all across the world now. They have lost all respect. This country has lost all respect, and the world has lost all respect. He didn't cut all kind of. I think he got out of the WTO. So, I mean, he's just all kind of stuff that he's doing that we don't even know. It's in the 10th page of the newspapers now. Stuff that he's just shut down and stopped giving money or helping out and what have you. So, and it's almost like the news people, they don't care. You got a few people writing articles and finding out information, but the thing is that we're all in the dark. We're just in the dark, bro. The whole country's in the dark. Because even the people that's doing the stock market, they don't know what's going to happen. The only thing they're doing is playing numbers. They have charts and everything, and they can play that game to make their little money. But the point is, they don't know. So we'll see. I mean, you said this 100 times. We're like an ocean liner. And that's going to take a long time before you start.
We are like one of them cargo carriers, because this cargo carrier is bigger than the ocean liner, and it takes a whole lot to turn it bitch around. But sometimes when you got mutiny going on all over the damn ship, they put the holes in the bottom of the hull. There's holes down there now, and the water's coming in. It's coming in fast. So instead of trying to turn it around, he's trying to sink us. He wants to drown this country. He's drowning us.
That's a good analogy right there.
He's drowning us in debt. He's going to drown us in debt. And they're going to turn around, and all these folks who were sitting out there and everything, who was on Medicaid, he getting ready to throw at least 10 million of them off. They're going to be able to get on Medicaid. They're going to have no insurance. So that little $800 billion that he said he going to save by doing that, throwing these folks off of that, ain't going to nowhere near cover them $3 or $4 trillion that he's asking for. No way. He ain't going to be able to find it. He's not going to find it. But he's going to put us another $3 trillion in debt, and then throw people off their insurance. So instead of being in debt for 37 trillion, we looking at the 40 trillion. We can't sustain that. Hell, the debt payments is what? $1.5 trillion. Every time we pay out $1.5 trillion and stuff, just paying the debt.
Right. That's only interest only.
Yeah, interest only payment. We can't sustain this. So all the people out there who billionaires or whatever and everything, they don't give a crap. Hey, I don't care. Send this country in debt.
Oh, well, they got money. They can jump on a boat, or they can take a plane somewhere else.
Yes, sir. They can go over there and put their money over there and they're in the Chinese market over there into their market. They go into the Chinese and buy stocks over there. What the hell? Or go into European, buy European stock. They got to stay over here with our country. Take their money over there. Get them billions of dollars out there, move them out. And I'm pretty sure, Ted, that a lot of them there thing ain't got most of their money in the United States no more. They probably moved it outside the country already. If they smart. Cause we getting ready to go under. If they pass this daggone thing they got down there, oh, we going under. I'm getting 4 calls a day, Ted, from my house.
For what? For
They want to
money?
buy it. They want to buy it. But they want to buy it.
Really?
Yeah. A day. Sometimes more. You want to sell your house now there at 791? No, buy. Hang the phone up. They keep calling. They trying to buy up this place, man. They want to buy up stuff, man. Money don't mean nothing, Ted. The liquidity of cash, it don't mean nothing. That stuff can go up and down any kind of way it want. But you own something, like we've been telling our people and stuff all these many years, Ted. Own something, buy something, own something. Because if you own something, you can do. It's not liquid, but you can do a whole lot with that. Because you own it.
Over 86 million people have either owned their homes or have a mortgage trying to buy their homes. Almost 35 million have their houses paid for. That's a lot of people that their
A lot
houses
of
paid
people.
for.
But a lot of them and stuff now, Ted, are taking out heat low loans, all kinds of stuff on their properties and stuff and everything. They're taking out loans on just to stay afloat. Taking out loans on just to stay afloat. They even got people and stuff and everything using their credit cards and stuff and everything to buy food and groceries and stuff and everything. Which they've been doing that for a long time, but it became desperate now. People, hold on. You got something, hold on to it. As long as you can, hold on to it.
Yep, that's what you better do if you can. But I always say I came in this world with nothing, I'll leave with nothing. You know, I don't know, man. You know, when you think about it, just think about it. If we, and I'm talking black folks, we own less than 1% of the property in this country. Less than 1%.
Now, I don't know if you remember, Ted, but about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe longer than that, Bill Gates was the top dog. He was the richest man in this world. He ain't top dog no more. But during that time, he was buying up a whole lot of land. Thousands and thousands and thousands of acres of land. He was buying it with his money. What do you think he done with that land he bought? He still on it?
Yeah, he's still on it.
Still on it?
Yeah,
So
he's still on it.
So he got huge tracts of land that he owns.
Yeah, he done bought a lot of farmland too.
Yeah. Paid for it. Bought a lot of farmland, paid for it. He's sitting there. So them the people who went out early and stuff and started buying up everything, they're the ones who are going to be in the driver's seat here in just a few more years from now. Because they're going to own daggone land here. All that property that somebody going to want to come into this country and buy it. Because there's a lot of money out there, Ted. A lot of money. Final word, sir.
Well, the only thing I'm going to say is this. If the people don't rise up, you get what you get. Because right now, this is not America that we're accustomed to. So y'all can praise 47 all you want. All he care about is himself. He don't care about you. Let him go ahead and keep on doing what he's doing. You know, y'all seem like y'all happy. Whole lot of them. Man, I listen to all of them, man. I tell you. They praising him up and down. Like everything he's doing. He ain't did nothing. Have he opened his mouth one time about all of these disasters that's happening across this country? Not one
Oh, hell
time.
no. Hell no. Not one. Oh, hell no. And the irony of the whole daggone thing, Ted, is that speech that he stood up there and talked to them Arabs about, them Saudis about, you listen to that speech, that's the same damn speech that he done gave for the last 3 or 4 times that he done went out and spoke. Same shit. You telling people, well, I did this and I won this state, and this state right here was I won that state, and I got all these votes and all this stuff. What the hell them Saudis care about his goddamn motherfucking votes that he got in this country? That was some stupid shit. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, we on the air. I shouldn't be saying all this stuff in here. They gonna throw us off of YouTube. Too much cussing going on. Anyway, people, we gonna see you guys tomorrow with some more stuff. Cause with Trump, never a dull day. It's never a dull day with that old boy. But I guess we can laugh now, but for some people, this shit ain't funny.
No, it's not funny at all.
This shit is not funny. But you got, like my mother used to tell us, you got to laugh to keep from crying. There's some laughter in you. That's why those comedians and stuff are out there making all that money, because they say they got to make people laugh out of disaster and tragedy and chaos. Make it funny. One thing that I want to say here, that is a sad epitaph for us, is this P. Diddy shit that's going on here.
Woo!
Money and power corrupted him.
Yep.
He thought he can get away with anything he wanted to get away with. And whatever you get, P. Diddy, you deserve it. Because that was some bull crap you did. Because what we saw on that video probably wasn't nothing compared to what he did to that woman. Anyway, we'll see y'all guys tomorrow. Bye.